think I'm calmer than most people during this time. I have like I'm super. I think it's obviously I'm super blessed and have the privilege of like I'm isolating at my own home. I have job security, so I haven't had to have the panic that like so many people have had about how am I going to pay my rent and what am I going to do next? I get to work from home. My family's close by. They're safe as well. So I'm doing pretty good relatively.
This has had a huge impact on people's ability to, from record music to releasing music to interfacing with fans. Like concerts obviously are not happening. So what do you think, like when this is over and done with, what kind of impact, if any, do you think it'll have on the industry?
I mean, there's a lot. I will say when, in terms of after, I think that um, the concert and live event part of the industry is probably going to get hit the most. I'm already seeing people talk about like, okay, cool. Like at first when this started, it was like Coachella moved to October. Now it's looking like, we're seeing headlines that are saying festivals aren't reopening until fall of 2021. And so I think that the live music sector is going to get hit the most. And, that's when they're going to start really pivoting to tech and figuring out how to integrate tech and make it a live music experience. Like, we've a lot of the culture has moved to these versus battles, the Swizz and Timbaland putting together. Like last night was Teddy Riley and Babyface, and there was like, the DJD Nice Quarantine series. And so I think they're going to have to create those experiences virtually more than ever and make it for, kind of the longer term. Because after this, I feel like, concerts, big sports festivals, all the things where bodies are packed together are going to have to kind of reshift their strategies. But from the artist perspective too, I can say like right now, artists are a bit panicked because music listening is, I don't think when you listen to music, you don't realize how communal the experience is sometimes. You're in your car, you're going to a restaurant, they're playing music, you're shopping, they're playing music. And so I think that at first everyone was kind of freaking out because it's like, okay, cool, we're seeing music listening decline. People aren't in their cars. They're not listening. I think it's kind of steadied. It's kind of like flatlining a little bit right now. But I think afterwards, artists are going to be a little bit shook by this and shook by how much it's rocked their entire rollout and processes. And so I think that the virtual experience is going to be a fundamental, and virtual and digital experience is going to be part of like their fundamental rollouts from here on out, if I'm being honest. Like I don't think they'll ever just rely on like, okay, cool, I'm going to do an album release event and that'll be my rollout. Like I think people are going to be a little bit scarred after this and have to think a little bit more in depth. It's been very positive because it's opened up the world. Like, for example, the first one that happened was the DJ D Nice Club Quarantine one. And like Rihanna's in there, Michelle Obama's in there. And so you get this feeling that like you're in the same concert as these people. Whereas if you had bought a ticket to a concert, they might be sitting in VIP, they might be backstage with the artist. And so, I think a lot of it is you get to see in these live streams, you get to comment and see other people's comments and like stuff and plus one and throw in your own commentary. And so I feel like it's created this communal experience and like, oh my gosh, I'm part of this bigger thing. So I actually think that's been really positive. It's also like brought back it's bringing a lot of people that are behind the scenes to the front, and revisiting a lot of like classics and based on nostalgia. So I think it's been really good for the industry. Yeah.
Do you think that there's any lessons as a society that we'll be able to take away from this?
From a larger like humanity standpoint, I'm just seeing a lot of like comments and conversation on social media like this is the great equalizer and blah blah blah, this is impacting everyone, and you're seeing everyone from Tom Hanks to somebody's grandma getting sick, right? But I would say that I kind of disagree with the whole great equalizer comment. You can obviously see the inequalities in the way that this is like disproportionately affecting other communities. There's a reason why some celebrities test kits before everyday people. I think there will be the takeaway though that like, okay, cool, we have to be prepared because money cannot save me in a lot of situations. It can take me a certain amount of, it could take me to a certain place, but at the end of the day, like, we're all vulnerable. I hope people take a lot of time to reflect even after this stops. I feel like we have a unique opportunity to really sit down with ourselves and, kind of get inquisitive and introspective. And that's one thing that I've been really appreciative of during this time. And I know that once, like, life starts happening again, I might not have that time, but I hope that, we carve out the time for that individually after.